because this is the 11 scariest things caught by drones. Let's see what they caught, eh?
Drones allow us to.
So, straight away, we figure out that it's not capturing the audio. Let's try again.
Explore areas that we would otherwise never dare step foot in, and as they fly through the sky
Oh,
high
that
above,
is
they
my
sometimes catch things
fear.
that were never meant to be witnessed
Cornfields.
by the
Nope,
human
nope,
eye.
nope.
Number 11. This drone footage was taken somewhere deep in the Salt Fork Park in Ohio. The video
Okay.
starts out ordinarily enough, but then sometime around the 5-minute mark, you might be able to see something hiding in the thickets. Watch the left side of your screen closely as the drone starts to land, and pay close attention because it happens pretty fast. Many people
That does
claim
look
they
like
can see a
someone, you
large
know.
creature stop and look up as the drone passes by.
You can't
Some
see if
even
it looks
claim
up
that
or
this is
not.
a Bigfoot sighting in broad daylight. I do see what they are talking
Or,
about, but I
or,
personally don't see any
it could be a
movement, and
guy
I
in
think
a
it could
gorilla
possibly be
costume.
a tree. Let me know if you see it and if you agree.
Which one's more
Number
plausible?
10. When a freak thunderstorm sets this large hayfield on fire
Oh,
in
wow.
Weld County, Colorado, a brave farmer named Eric Howard hops into his tractor and heads straight for the action. He has a wild plan that's
No.
about to greatly help firefighters contain the 30-acre blaze if it all goes well.
That's a really good idea. That's a really good idea.
Thinking fast, Eric quickly carves a long path across the field to keep the fire from spreading. It's a
Surely he's getting
firefighting
choked out though
strategy
with all
called a
that
fire
smoke.
line, which is where you remove the topsoil so that there is less material to burn. He barely manages to stay ahead of the inferno, and the dancing flames grow tall enough to melt
That's
the
gotta be
paint off
hot
his
as
trusty
well, no?
tractor the whole time. Eventually, the wildfire is contained, and Eric is credited by the firefighters
That's a
for his
bad boy
gutsy
tractor.
plan, which
Look how many
probably
wheels
saved
it's got on it.
additional acres from going up in flames. Let me know what you would do in this situation, and if you think Eric should have left it to the professionals. Number 9.
To
A
the
Predator combat
professionals.
drone is conducting a routine patrol when suddenly something huge and fast enters its airspace. What appears to be some kind of unidentified flying object streaks by the drone. In a gigantic burst of white light,
What
the
was
drone turns
that?
around to scan the area, but
Another
whatever
drone?
zoomed past is now long gone. Unfortunately, no further footage was recovered. I don't know if the lack of information surrounding this video is a sign that it's fake, or it means the military simply isn't saying anything. The unidentified flying object could be CGI, but outside of that possibility, what you are watching could very well be our first contact with very technologically advanced
See, if it's
extraterrestrials.
real, then
Number
fair
8.
play.
A
Let's
YouTuber
let's
named
pause
Run.
this a second, right? Because we need to assess that. Because if it's real, fair play. They've caught something really good and they've released it to us. But then it's a grainy video. So there's like I would expect the military to have better imagery than that, and it's just not. So that's what this is why I'm so skeptical about these things, is because nowadays we have like HD image. Like uh, how can you capture everything in such bad quality? It baffles me every time.
Gun Griff is a drone enthusiast who
Yo, another
explores a lot of
griff.
exotic
We love the
locations on his
griffs.
channel. Most of his videos are taken on tropical islands, but this one was shot
Oh
at a hard
wow.
to find rural spot that he simply describes as being in the middle of nowhere. As his drone flies high, you can see that Run Gun Griff and his friend are standing in the middle of a huge field of crops that's covered in a series of strange markings. The symbols themselves are perfectly symmetrical and extremely precise in their geometry. Their designs look strikingly identical and appear to have no noticeable differences, a sign that it was not made by humans. I suppose that it would be possible to do this with farm equipment, but farmers have little reason to vandalize their own field, and since there's absolutely no flaws in the design,
I was gonna say,
I think
aren't
that
they
there's
like
a strong
known?
possibility that this was made by something
I'm pretty sure they're like
extraterrestrial.
called croppers
Let
or
me know if you
something.
think that these crop circles are man-made or extraterrestrial in nature, and if you recognize any of these symbols from any literature, movie, or video games, then I'd definitely like to know where they are from. Number 7.
I don't
A
think
YouTuber named
extraterrestrials
Furious
would be
Otter is
doing that.
piloting his nosy drone across a long stretch of woods when he comes across a mysterious all-white object that doesn't match the native scenery. He grows curious and decides to take the drone closer to the ground to get a better look. It's a decision that he probably now regrets. It doesn't look like much at first, but the situation becomes much more clear after he zooms in. A witch-like figure appears to crouch low while watching the drone from the tree line. I can't tell if they are waving at them or brushing something out of their hair, but either way, this strange hermit just shouldn't be out here this deep in the woods. This video is terrifying.
I thought it was a
if it's
guy with a
real, but
gun, if
couple
I'm
of things make me
honest.
question its authenticity. I know drones can get a lot closer than that, so why didn't he try to get closer to see if they needed help instead of immediately flying away? I guess he could have been worried about losing his drone, or possibly even getting cursed, so he just got out of there fast instead. If that's the case, then I can't say I blame him. Let me know what you think you would have done if you were there. Number 6. This news
Not scare the
drone
witch
records the
looking lady.
aftermath of a giant blast that rocked a residential district in
That's
Westminster,
crazy.
Colorado. The giant smoldering crater you are looking at was once a home,
Wow.
and even worse, the blast was done on purpose. The owner of the home,
It was what?
59-year-old Gary Pine, was living all by himself when he decided to take his life in a very vengeful way. He disconnected his natural gas line and let his house fill up with gas until it blew, blowing off the side of his neighbor's house and sending debris flying across 2 whole blocks. No one knows exactly why he did it, nor will they ever
Crazy.
feel completely safe in their home again. Number 5. These National Geographic explorers are using high-tech drones to map out the inside of a churning volcano for the very first time. Their drones are able to get close enough to the lava to capture shots that would boil a human alive. The 1,000-degree temperatures claim more than a few drones during the study, and each one is an expensive loss. These drones use sophisticated 3D technology to map out the bottom of a lava pit, something that has never been done before. You can even see an evil-looking entrance where the high-pressure magma shoots out of the volcano. The drones also have another
That's
purpose too. They let
insane.
researchers measure exactly how close to
Volcanoes
the edge they can
blowing
get
just
before the incredible
baffle
heat
me
becomes
when you
too
see
much
them.
to stand. Let me know if you think you'd be brave enough to do this kind of research, or if you'd rather have a safer occupation. Number 4. An Australian YouTuber named Simon Lawrence is flying his drone high above his boat in Port Lincoln. He and his friends are looking to catch crabs, but soon they find something else entirely lurking in the deep
Sorry,
ocean
there's so many
waters.
jokes to be made there.
The great white shark seems to silently study them for a bit before coming in for a closer look.
Like it's cane.
Look how big that is. That will
When the shark
eat
shows
you.
interest in their crab pot, they wisely cut it loose and watch the shark swim away. Simon and his friends are very lucky because great white sharks have been known to try and overturn boats by swimming straight into them at full speed.
Are they?
Number 3. This drone video was taken in late 2016. Golden Hour is a YouTuber who is apparently just trying to get some aerial shots of his small town when he stumbles upon something that definitely doesn't belong in a cornfield. It kind of looks like an ordinary scarecrow at first,
Wow.
but then you can see it's a clown in a bright orange outfit with equally colorful hair. The strange and unfriendly clown glares at the drone before
The
sprinting
hell?
away at full speed. It makes its way into the mouth of the forest shortly, and the drone takes off back to safety. I have questions about this video that are similar to number 7. If this video is real, then once again I don't understand why the drone operator didn't pursue the clown further to figure out where it came from. I guess the clown could have just been a friend in a costume, but then again, maybe this was one of the many real clowns caught trespassing on properties in 2016. It's hard to say for sure, so I'd definitely like to get your opinion.
I don't
Number
know.
two,
That's
a YouTuber named Justin Brown has been seeing odd-looking people
weird.
living in tents near his hometown. In Lompoc, California, he is too nervous to investigate the situation in person, so he sends his drone over for a closer look. Imagine Justin's surprise when he discovers an entire colony of strangers living on a riverbed less than a mile from his home. He has no idea who they are, what they want, or why they are so close to a suburban neighborhood, which doesn't seem particularly special in any way. Also, no one can seem to figure out what this mysterious blinking blue light is. Take a look at the way it keeps flashing persistently, and tell me what kind of technology you think it could be. Maybe together we can figure out who
a
lives here and their purpose.
light, maybe?
Before we get to number one,
Maybe?
my name is Chills and I hope you're enjoying my narration. If you're curious about what I look like in real life, then go to my Instagram at DylanIsChillinYT.
We'll
and
give him
tap
his
that
tiny
follow
bit of
button
promotion.
to find out. I'm currently doing a super poll on my Instagram. If you believe ghosts are real, then go to my most recent photo and tap the like button.
Okay, I just
to
can't.
find out the number one entry. Also, follow me on Twitter at YTChills beside it. And as they fly through the sky high above,
That will serve me right, won't it, guys?
every Thursday and Sunday. Number one, a YouTuber named Chris Lamb says that he was all alone when he shot this drone footage at Fort McClellan, Alabama, but the video says otherwise. You can clearly see that nobody is in the background at the beginning. But when Chris steadies the camera just a moment later, you can see someone standing by the street lamp. There's not enough time for anyone to walk out from behind a building, but yet here they are. Also, did you see how they seem to suddenly disappear in plain sight? I don't see any editing cuts, so I have absolutely no idea how this dark silhouette managed to vanish like that. Look again and you can definitely see them dematerialize. There's nothing wide enough for them to hide behind. They're just gone. Let me know if you think Chris Lamb's video is paranormal, extraterrestrial, or
Could just be turned
otherwise.
sideways behind a
live
thick
broadcast
lamppost.
can capture unusual content
You know?
that was never...
Right. We are heading over to Warzone now. I am totally done with with YouTube for a little while. You get some random videos like that, huh?